Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing fine and are taking care of yourselves. My name is Kanika Tandon and I am here with the video of class 6th English first. In our last video we have completed till chapter number 7, which was gender, and today we are going to study chapter number 8. The name of the chapter is the adjectives. Starting our today's video with chapter number 8, that is the adjective. So adjectives are basically words that gives us the which tells us the quality of a noun. And what is a noun? Noun is a name of a person, place, animal, or thing. So any word that tells us the quality about how what kind of a person that is, what kind of a place that is, what kind of a thing that is, those words are known as adjectives. For example, Ankur is an intelligent boy. Kolkata is a big city. I bought 5 oranges. He is an honest man. So the words that are in pink color, these are the adjectives. And how do we know these words are adjectives? Because these words are telling something, some quality or some quantity about a noun. In these, noun is Ankur and boy, Kolkata and city, I and oranges. No, sorry, not I. I is a pronoun, and man. Okay, so these words, intelligent, big, 5, honest, these are the words that are describing these nouns. So what kind of a boy is it? Is Ankur? He's an intelligent boy. What kind of a city Kolkata is? It is a big city. And how many oranges have I bought? 5. And what kind of a man he is? He's an honest man. So these are the words that are telling us about the quality of the noun. Alright, now there are two things that we have to keep in mind. One is the use of adjective in attribute form, and another one is use of adjective in a uh, predicative form. But one thing that we have to keep in mind is the meaning of these the meaning of the sentences that we write in attributive use or in predictive use. The meaning of the words, the sentences are same, all right, but the difference is in attributive use we use the adjective before the noun. All right, we tell the quality the before putting the name of the person or a thing. All right, but in predictive we use the adjective after the noun. So in this, the lazy girl failed. All right, so what kind of a girl failed? Lazy girl. And the girl was lazy who failed. They have not written the whole sentence, but it can be the girl who was lazy failed in the examination, या फिर or the mango is sweet, sorry, uh, the sweet mango is mine. All right, so what is the quality of the mango that is mine? It is sweet. Similarly, this it is the mango is mine which is sweet. All right, so these are the this is the difference between attributive use and predictive use. Now how many kinds of adjectives are there? There are 8 kinds of adjectives. First is proper adjective, then adjective of quality, adjectives of quantity, numeral adjectives also known as adjective of numbers, interrogative adjectives, distributive adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, and possessive adjectives. These words are enough to tell what kind of an adjective these are. So we are going to study about them one by one. Okay, so first one is proper noun. So proper adjectives. So these are the adjectives that are formed with the proper noun, and we have already studied what are proper nouns. Proper nouns are actually the name of a person, place, or animal. All right, so these are proper adjectives. So the adjectives that are formed from proper nouns are known as proper adjectives. First one is Indian women make faithful wives. Japanese robes are called kimonos, and Punjabi food is famous all over the world. So these are proper adjectives. Why? Because these are the name of a place, and basically all the three are the name of a place, and these words are formed with the name of the place only. So these are proper adjectives. Next is adjective of quality. Adjective of quality is what? the words that tells us the quality of a noun or a pronoun. For example, Ankur is an intelligent boy. So in from this sentence we are actually getting what kind of a boy Ankur is. Or good students attend their lessons. So how what kind of students attend their lesson? Good students. And it is a heavy box. What kind of a box it is? Heavy. All right. Now third one is adjective of quantity and numeral adjectives, and fourth one is numeral adjectives. These two I'm going to explain it all together because these two have actually same meaning, but I'm going to tell you how different these are. So first one is adjective of quality, I mean quantity. In these kinds of adjectives we know that there is some amount, but we don't know the exact number of that thing. So and in numeral adjectives what we do, we understand how many number are, that means it gives us the exact meaning. For example, I am saying I have some rupees in my pocket. I am taking two examples. First example is I have some money in my pocket. From this sentence you can easily find out that I don't know the exact meaning of exact number of the money I have in my pocket. It can be 10 rupees, it can be 20, it can be 50, it can be 100 or 1000 or 500. All right, we don't know the exact amount, but in numeral adjective I will say I have 50 rupees in my pocket. So in numeral adjectives we know the exact number. Okay, first I'll take another example and then you will understand. First one is I have some pens in my box. All right, this is the example of adjective of quantity because we don't know the exact number. We just know that there is some amount, but we don't know how many number are there. All right, and in second sentence I'm saying I have 10 pens in my box. So in this sentence I already know that there are 10 pens, so I know the exact number of the pens that I have. All right, so this is the difference between adjective of quantity and numeral adjective. Next one is interrogative adjectives. It is very clear with the word interrogative. Wherever the noun is used to ask the questions, these are known as interrogative adjectives. You will see some examples of it. What day is it today? Which road leads to the railway station? Question mark. Whose pen is these? So these words will tell us that uh, these words are telling us that these adjectives are interrogative adjectives. Next one is distributive adjectives. So these are the kinds of adjectives which describe that the person or the name of the person or a place is taken separately. In this we are actually uh, using the name of the person or a thing in a separate basis. Out of the whole group we are talking about two or three or we are talking about the people particularly. For example, every word he said was true. So he must have said a whole sentence which had 10 words. All right, but we are here distributing and we are here talking about every word that he has used in his speech. All right, you understand? So if I tell you that you have to bring 10 rupees for the teachers day celebration each, so I'm talking about every student sitting in the class out of those 56 students. I'm telling I cannot see, I cannot take everybody's name. I cannot say that Rohit will bring 10 rupees, Pankaj will bring 10 rupees, Ram will bring 10 rupees, Sita will bring 10 rupees. Alright, I cannot say it this way. So what I'm going to do, I just want to, either I can say everyone has to bring, or I can say you have to bring 10 rupees each for the teachers day celebration. That means every one of you or every single person sitting in the class or studying in the school has to have to bring 10 rupees for the teachers day celebration. Next is demonstrative adjectives. So these are kind of adjectives that are used to point out a particular thing, place or animal or a person. alright, in which we point out, we demonstrate. For example, if I'm teaching you in the class, if I'm teaching you science, so I've made a diagram on the board, and now I'm particularly explaining you all the parts. So I'm going to demonstrate each and every part of that particular diagram by pointing it out. If we are studying about human brain, I will have to demonstrate all the three parts of the brain. Alright, so so these are the sentences that we use to demonstrate, and we point out. So the words that we use to point out things are this, that, those, these. All right, but there's one difference, that this and that are used for singular nouns, and these and those are used for plural nouns. So this book is really boring. That girl failed in the class. All such people should be avoided. Alright. The last one is the possessive adjectives. So with the word possessive, it is very clear that we are talking about the ownership. I've already explained you this before, that whenever we are talking about possessive adjectives or possessive pronouns, possessive anything, it means the ownership. Alright, it shows the ownership. So this is his house. So the ownership of the house is his. So these words are possessive adjectives. I love my brother. This book is mine. Alright, so these words are what? Possessive adjectives. Now next is formation of adjectives with the help of suffix. Suffix are what? Suffix are something that are added at the end of the word. Alright, and prefixes the words that we add before the word. So here we can form adjectives by adding able. So comfort becomes comfortable, desire becomes desirable, eat becomes eatable. Alright. Second one is by adding suffix full. This is very easy. Beauty, beautiful. Care, careful. Use, useful. Alright. By adding ic. How do we make adjectives using ic? Poet becomes poetic. Hero becomes heroic. Idiot becomes idiotic. Alright. Next is by adding suffix ish. Book becomes bookish. Girl becomes girlish. Boy becomes boyish. Alright. Next is by adding less. This is very easy. Harm becomes harmless. Care becomes careless. Use becomes useless. Alright. These are the adjectives that we make by adding suffix to it. Now next one is degree of comparison. This is very important for your daily life usage of English. Alright, so in degree of comparison there are 3 degrees of comparison. First is positive, second is comparative, and third one is superlative. Okay, so we were talking about comparison of degree. So first one is positive degree. In this kind of comparison, actually there is no comparison. In this we use the simplest form of the word. For example, Ria has short hair. Okay, so this is the short hair. What kind of a hair does she have? Short. So this is the adjective. Alright, this is the adjective that we are using in this sentence. It is in its simplest form. Alright, short is the simplest form. Now when we are comparing it between two people, we will have to use the comparative degree. Comparative degree is the second one. For example, if I am talking about Ria's hair and Sia's hair, alright, so I know that Ria's hair is shorter than Sia. Alright, I know this. I can see Sia's hair is longer than Ria's. So I can say that Ria's hair is shorter than Sia. Now what kind of a hair does they both have? Ria has the shorter hair, so short, shorter. And now when we are using superlative degree, it shows the comparison between more than two people. It can be among the class, it can be among 3 people or 4 people or 5 people. And now if I talk about the hair of all the girls present in the class, I can say that Ria's hair is still the shortest one. Alright, now you understood. Short, shorter and shortest. So Ria has the shortest, Ria's hair is short. Now when I compared between Ria and Sia, I say Ria's hair is shorter than Sia. And now if I'm comparing Ria with all the other girls present in the class, so Ria has the shortest hair. So short, shorter, shortest. Short is in its simplest form. Shorter is in its comparative form, and shortest is in its superlative form. On the next page, there are some examples that you can read on yourself, which can exactly tell you how you make the comparison. You can change the word from positive degree to comparatively. Some are changed by using er and est, then some are used by more, using more and most, and another one is they change the whole word. For example, short, shorter, shortest, great, greater, greatest, thick, thicker, thickest, and here active, more active, most active, dangerous, more dangerous, most dangerous, obedient, most obedient, more obedient, most obedient, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. And this is good, better, best, old, older, oldest, far, farther, farthest, bad, evil, ill, worse, or worst. With this, the explanation part of the chapter is over. Let us come on to the exercise. First one is choose the correct option. So a word that is used to add something to the meaning of a noun or a pronoun is called an adjective. Proper adjectives are formed from proper nouns. Sort out the adjectives in each sentence and tell whether it is interrogative, proper, or numeral adjective. So there are only three from out of 5 sentences. They are of only 3 types. So first one is whose computer has been stolen. So it has a question mark. It is clearly an interrogative adjectives. Which period is going on? So which and question mark is there. So it is interrogative adjective. English ladies kept lap dogs in the past. This is proper adjective. Why? Because here we have used English ladies. English ladies means the ladies from England. So it is formed with the proper noun English. Alright, so this is proper adjective. What time is it by your watch? This also has question mark. So what is the adjective and interrogative, and the kind of adjective is interrogative. A cricket team has 11 players. In this we know the exact number of the players in a team, which is 11. So it is an numeral adjective of or adjective of number. Coming on to the next one, correct or improve the following sentences. So we have to either correct it or improve it. So Chinese is not an easier language. So in this we have to use the simplest form. We don't have to use the comparative form because there is no comparison. So Chinese is not an easy language. Whom book is it? Okay, so this is not, whom is used for some other person purpose. We have to ask the question like whose book is this. So it will be whose. He did not eat some rice. So we cannot say this. We have to say he did not eat any rice. He is an utter gentleman. So this word utter and gentleman is actually opposite. So we have to use here a perfect gentleman. His acts were beneficent to all. Beneficent is in its proper form. So we have to use beneficial for all. Next exercise is on page number 41. Fill in the blanks with adjectives which are opposite in the meaning of those underlined. So we have to use the adjectives that are opposite of the words that are underlined. So a false story does not appeal to us as a -1. So what is the opposite of false? True. You have to write true. A small leak may sink a ship. So small is, the opposite of small is big. Sugar is sweet but lemon is sour. S-O-U-R. The opposite of sweet is sour. A polite boy never gives a or an reply. So the opposite of polite is impolite. The knife was not sharp, it was blunt. The opposite of sharp is blunt. Next is fill in the blanks with proper degree of adjectives. Now here we have to make sure what kind of a comparison they are doing. So that child has a cold. It is used in the simplest form only because there is no comparison. So slight is slight. iron is dash than any other metal useful. So in this we are talking about iron and other metal, but here they have used than. So than is only and only used in comparative degree only. We cannot use than in superlative degree or in positive degree. We have to use than only in comparative degree. So iron is more useful than any other metal. I do not have dash friends. So I do not have many friends. Iron is much dash than cheaper. Here we are doing the comparison between iron and silver. So here we have to use cheaper. Cheap, cheaper, cheapest. Your simple word is as good as an oath. Dash people are buying new cars than ever before. Here also they have used than. So than is used in comparative degree. So the comparative degree of good, comparative degree of many is more. Open rebuke is dash than secret love. Here also they are using comparison. So good bit becomes better. She is my dash friend. So she is talking about all of the friends she have. It cannot happen that she has only two friends. So we cannot use older here. We have to use older because she is talking about all of her friends. Mount Everest is the dash peak of the Himalayas. Here also we are talking about talking among all the peaks in the world. So we are talking about Mount Everest, which is the highest peak of the Himalayas. There was not the slightest excuse for it. Here also we have to use superlative degree. Why? Because we are talking about all the excuses. Read the following thought-provoking sentences and fill in the blanks with suitable adjectives or comparison. Okay, so the child labor is the worst form of child exploitation. Out of all the child exploitation, child labor is the worst. We are using the superlative degree of bad. Prevention is better than cure. Good, better, best. Grow trees to have less pollution. Honesty is the best policy. A good a good deed is nobler than a good intention. Here, I'm sorry, because of my phone, I'll write it here. A good deed is nobler than a good intention. Coming on to the next exercise. Write at least one adjective on each page to describe yourself. These are some adjectives that I have used. You can write any adjective that you think that suits you. Alright, so here I have written easygoing, diligent, sincere, prudent, innovative, rational, sensible, studious, shy, honest. So you can write these also, and if you want, so there will be a slight change in this question. You have to write two adjectives on each page. Alright, one adjective I have given, and other adjectives you will write as homework for yourself. You think that you are that person, that type of a person, you can write it here. Alright, you can write beautiful, you can write smart, you can write hardworking. There are many n number of adjectives that you can write for yourself. So out of these you have to write one or two more. That will be your homework for the week. Coming on to the next exercise, which is the last one. This is the word game. You have to take the hint and then do. So here two pictures are there, cat and camel. So cat is, I'm sorry, I have written it wrong. This is not smallest. I'm so sorry. This is smaller, because in this only two comparison, the comparison is between two animals only, cat and camel. So it is smaller than camel, not smallest. Santa is the dash of three people. Here the comparison is between three people, so we have to use oldest. The bee is dash than the bird. So the bee is lighter than the bird. Next is the giraffe is the tallest of three animals. Here they have used three animals, so giraffe is the tallest one. The giraffe is taller than the horse. Here the comparison is between only two animals, giraffe and horse. So giraffe is taller than the horse. Here in down, the mouse is the dash of the three animals. So mouse is the smallest of the three animal. The mouse is smaller than the cat, and the elephant is bigger than the cow. Here they are using only two animals for the comparison, so we have to use the comparative degree, big and bigger. Here the Santa is older than my father. Here we know that Santa is the comparison is done between Santa and my father, so we have to use comparative degree only. So we will use older here. The bee is the lightest of all the three. Here the bee is the lightest one, so here we can use lightest. The whale is heavier than the dolphin. Of course, the whale is the heaviest fish, right? So here we will use heavier. With this chapter is over. I hope that you do your homework well and complete your work in your books and study this chapter well for the whole week. I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, take care, keep studying. Thank you.